Heya, cryptozens. Tonight's stories. Ronin Heist linked to North Korea hackers. Amazon might sell NFTs. Tepid reception for crypto activism in Paris. It's 10 p.m. Pacific time. The date is April 14th, 2022. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm your host, Nick. The cover model for this podcast is Tex, and together we take a nightly look at the crypto NFT metaverse space and the industry that surrounds it. We're here to bring you the crypto news analysis you need to start your day. And keep in mind, nothing in this show should ever be considered financial advice. Every night, I talk about the sales volume of NFTs. And every night, I tell people to be careful. Prices are volatile. Do your own research. Here's a good example of volatility, although I don't think doing his own research would have helped him. A little more than a year ago, March of 2021, Jack Dorsey, and at that point he was CEO of Twitter, he auctioned an NFT. And the NFT was on a platform called Cent. Cent is a blockchain-powered social media network. It was his first tweet, quote, "Just setting up my Twitter." That's right, Jack Dorsey's first ever tweet. And it was sold as an NFT to a crypto entrepreneur. A guy named Sina Stavi brought it for almost 1,630 ETH. Now, I'm looking at the listing on OpenSea, and it's currently a whole lot less than 1,630 Ethereum right now. At the time, it was purchased for the equivalent of $2.9 million. Right now, it's sitting at 3.9 Ethereum, not quite $11,000. So that's almost a $3 million drop in value. Stavi is the chief executive of Bridge Oracle, a blockchain company. He said that he will never sell the NFT unless he receives a high bid. Now, at the time, didn't say how much a high bid was. He did seem to have a potential buyer in mind, though. He retweeted somebody else's tweet that suggested, quote, "Maybe Elon will buy it." He said when he announced the sale on April 6th that he was anticipating 25 million or more from the sale. And he was going to have half of the proceeds of that go to charity, and then the other half would go to Bridge Oracle. He may have changed his mind since then. Now, before we get into tonight's stories, let's take a quick look at the markets. At the time of writing, the global crypto market cap is $1.86 trillion. That's down 2.63% since yesterday. Not as nice as yesterday was. The top 5 cryptos by market cap are Bitcoin down 3.1%, Ethereum up 2.63%, Tether, Binance Coin up 1.39%, and USDC. The global NFT market cap is up over $10.27 billion. That's down 11.61%. According to CoinMarketCap, the top 5 NFT collections by sales volume are WinFT Horse down 52%, Imposters Genesis Aliens down 0.04%, Mutant Apes down 0.04%, Hockey up 0.58%, and CryptoPunks down 0.13%. And keep in mind, some of these collections have very volatile prices, so do your own research. Ronin Heist linked to North Korea hackers. Now, we talked about this hack a little while ago. Everybody has been talking about it. Huge. I've heard up to $650 million in cryptocurrency, USDC, Ethereum were stolen. And we've also talked about this before. North Korea funds its nuclear weapons program in part through stolen crypto. So it also looks like the largest hack in the world of DeFi was carried out by a group of North Korean hackers. Now, if that's true, it's hard to imagine that those funds won't be siphoned off to continue fueling North Korea's nuclear program. Now, it's not confirmed anyway, but the U.S. government believes the Lazarus Group is the batch of North Korean hackers. And so they've sanctioned the wallet where the looted funds are currently located. I mean, it's still sitting there. That's where the Treasury Department came in. They're the ones who officially called it. In addition to that, the Ronin network is claiming that the FBI has become involved. Yeah, they're saying the FBI is also attributing the hack to the Lazarus Group. And while the FBI won't comment on it, the Ronin network says that they're working with law enforcement agencies, specifically around getting the stolen funds back. Because as I understand it, Ronin has only raised like $150 million to disperse among the original affected victims. That's like 20%. So it makes sense that the Ronin network is eager to get their money back. Now, if the Lazarus Group sounds familiar to you, think back to 2014. Remember the Sony hack? Theoretically, the response to the movie The Interview, where Kim Jong-un threatened merciless retaliation for how they presented his crazy ass. Same group of hackers. In recent years, though, instead of hacking data stores and things like that, they focused on stealing cryptocurrency for the North Korean government. I guess that's just one of the things I don't understand, especially in conditions like what's reported in North Korea. I could totally understand stealing for food, stealing for survival. But these guys are stealing and just handing the crypto over to the jerks who are starving off the country. Why help them? But anyway, a different rant. So these guys have turned into professional crypto thieves. Now, Chainalysis is a blockchain tracking and analysis firm. According to them, this Lazarus Group, they're responsible for over $400 million in stolen crypto last year. That doesn't include the $650 million this year. The Ronin network, as you might remember, is the blockchain that supports Axie Infinity, one of the largest GameFi games out there. Hackers were able to compromise 5 validator nodes out of 9, which was enough to give them control over the network, because they had a majority at that point. And so any transactions out of the bridge had the appearance of being genuine, had the appearance of being legitimate. That's how the hackers walked off with almost 174,000 Ethereum. Now, most of that money still sitting in that now sanctioned wallet. That said, it looks like they've been trying to launder some of it. They put some through the mixer service Tornado Cash. That also sets up an interesting little scenario, right? Because you see, the sanctions from the U.S. Treasury Department, they impose heavy civil and criminal fines. Theoretically, they can be used to charge anyone that facilitates transactions with the Lazarus Group. The Tornado founders say that it's, quote, technically impossible for sanctions to be enforced in this case on a decentralized protocol. Given the number of politicians and officials that have already expressed grave concerns over privacy services like Tornado Cash, this could set up quite the standoff between the two. Amazon might sell NFTs, but if they do, you're not going to pay for it using Bitcoin or any other crypto at this point. Andy Jassy is CEO of Amazon, and he was speaking with CNBC recently and said Amazon might get into the NFT shilling business in the distant future. He went on to say not only does he not hold any Bitcoin, Amazon will not be accepting any form of crypto payments anytime soon. See, Jesse recently sent out his first annual shareholder letter, and that letter had zero mention. No mention of NFTs, no mention of Bitcoin, crypto, none of it. And when asked directly about it, Jassy said that he could see Amazon selling NFTs, quote, down the road. He said, I expect that NFTs will continue to grow very significantly. And this is where he gets kind of non-committal. Because on the one hand, he's saying that he sees crypto being bigger over time. He says he doesn't have a problem with Bitcoin. On the other hand, he did say Amazon isn't anywhere near close to, quote, adding crypto as a payment mechanism in its retail business. Of course, the way they say retail business there makes me wonder if maybe they're open to some industrial level work. But at any rate, some of this is confusing to people. because shortly after Jassy took over as CEO last year, Amazon advertised a position for a cryptocurrency and blockchain product lead. So while Amazon isn't taking crypto payments, Shopify is. Now they're going to partner up with Strike to integrate Bitcoin payments using the Lightning Network. This will be an interesting thing to see what happens when Shopify starts posting those numbers, because I think the combination of near instant settling and low transaction fees are going to put huge pressure on Amazon to follow suit. Tepid reception for crypto activism in Paris. Paris in the spring. Right now, it's blockchain week in Paris. And frankly, the EU is coming out with money laundering rules that might make the blockchain industry feel downright unwelcome. That said, many are just saying that the industry has to just suck it up. So this is another chapter in the ongoing saga of the European Parliament and how they're going to regulate crypto. It wasn't all that long ago that the EU seemed like it was interested in killing off crypto entirely. At least the proof of work variety anyway, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. It looked like the global crypto market cap leader of all crypto wouldn't be welcome in EU territory. This was, of course, for environmental reasons. Now, there was a bill that did get through. One bill went through and it would have just kicked proof of work completely out of the European system. The one that did get through has some controversial anti-money laundering measures. This means that could be law if the governments sign up for it. So it's not over just yet. So here's where we are. Under a planned expansion of the travel rule, anyone transacting in cryptocurrency would be forced to identify the other participants in the transaction. And remember, this is for unhosted or for self-custody wallets. EU lawmakers want that information collected regardless of how little currency is actually being transacted. If that money is going to a self-custody wallet, they want the participants identified. Now, again, that's for crypto that's going to a private individual's wallet, not an exchange. That makes sense, right? The exchange already has your info. They already have what the lawmakers want. It's the unhosted wallets that are causing them a little bit of consternation. Asita Kanko is one of the proponents of the measures. They're making the argument that the travel will help cut down on crime. On March 31st, they're quoted as saying, if the banking sector that the crypto people think is actually old and boring is surviving the travel rule, why would the very chic, cool crypto people not be able to do so? Wow. Condescend much? That's one way to take it, I guess. And as cute a response as that seems, it does ignore reality. The reality is that there already is a travel rule in place. Banks are already supposed to be reporting any sketchy-looking actors or transactions to the authorities. Even the conventional financial sector, it doesn't work. And the travel rule was written with that regulatory scheme already in place. And it just doesn't work for crypto, and here's why. It's like Heya Navazin said. They're the head of compliance for Crystal Blockchain, and they said exchange providers and anyone who transacts with someone from the EU must, quote, provide a full report to the authorities when they see an unhosted wallet is involved without even considering the threshold. So you've got these financial intelligence units, and they are already trying to get their arms around fully implementing the travel rule as it already is. They're already overworked because they don't have the capacity to take care of the information that they're already getting from the banks. In June of 2019, the UK Law Commission noted that, quote, too many low-quality money laundering reports were sent to the authorities, undermining the entire process. Even the European Banking Authority has complained about a tick-tock approach, just checking things off a list rather than actually investigating potential issues. And that's what the travel law does to something it's meant to work with. It's only going to get worse if it's forced into accommodating crypto when clearly the capacity and the design are not there. And that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you for joining us. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed tonight's show, like, comment, subscribe, give us a review, give Tex and I 5 stars. So what do you think? Can you see yourself going to Amazon to buy some NFT art? If they go that way. Are they going to integrate Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe some Amazon-only token? What do you think? Can you see that happening? Send me an email at nick@cryptoovernighter.com. That's nick@cryptoovernighter.com. And check out my other podcast, Crypto in 5 Minutes. We have 41 educational lessons, 5 minutes to explain one concept in crypto. And as always, may peace reign.